Weight loss is simple, right? Calories in, calories out. If you burn more than you consume, you will lose weight. So if this is the case and everybody knows it, and there's more nutritionists, more dietitians, more fitness experts than there's ever been, why are we still slap bang in the middle of an apparently unsolvable obesity epidemic? Stay with us on this video and we'll share with you why we believe if your sole focus is calories in versus calories out, you're on a surefire road to failure. Look, it doesn't matter which way you cut this. Calories in versus calories out is exactly how you're going to lose weight. But we get told this all the time and we have this drilled into us. Ultimately, we know this. But despite that fact, the obesity statistics of the nation are continuing to grow, continuing to get worse. And here's the problem. If you solely focus on them calories in versus calories out, you're relying on willpower alone to get you through and get you to your goal. And willpower itself is a finite resource. You will run out of it the more you use. So the more willpower you use to choose the foods that are going to serve you better, the less you have. And as the stressors of life start to take over, you're going to reach for whatever your vice may be, whether that's beer or pizza, cake or biscuits or wine. You're going to reach for them and we're going to start over consuming again, and you're going to end up right back at square one. So if you really want to get results with this, you have to dig a little bit deeper and look at some of the reasons why you might be choosing to overconsume. So this video is going to look at 5 reasons, or 5 things you can change, or 5 things you can work on to ensure that you're putting yourself in the best position to eat within your calorie requirements. So the first thing we need to do is try and reduce stress levels. Now we can't change circumstances, but we can change how we respond to them. How many times have you been doing really well, getting the results you're looking for, and then all of a sudden a really bad day at work or the day from hell with the kids has just sent stress levels through the roof and sent us reaching for them high calorie foods or the drink, the very things that are going to push our calorie intake over and above what we need and not help us in the long term. So why not take some time to work out on to figure out some self-caring techniques? Things like maybe a little bit of stretching, yoga, or walk, or just some breathing techniques, or write your thoughts down in a journal. Each of these will give you time to think, time to pause, reflect, and likely to bring down them stress levels just enough to refocus on our goals and to maybe cook the food rather than going out and grabbing that takeaway. So by using these self-caring techniques to reduce your stress levels, not only will you naturally, and you should kind of see your calorie intake be easier to manage, it'll also help us with sleep, which is our second thing you need to work on. Now, I'm not sure in life if there's anything better quality sleep doesn't improve, but when it comes to weight loss, it can have a huge impact. It's been shown that those who sleep less than 6 hours tend to consume on average 10% more calories than those who will sleep for more than 7 hours. Now, this doesn't mean it's impossible to lose weight if you struggle with sleep, but it does make your job infinitely more difficult and leaves us once again relying on willpower. By sleeping less than 6, we predispose ourselves to crave more calorie dense and higher calorie foods. We also fail to recognize satiety as well and are more responsive to hunger. Combined, that leads to us increasing our calorie intake. So if you are looking to improve your sleep, if you are looking to eat less food, it's really important that we try and focus on getting a good night's sleep. Now, what we advise is trying to give yourself at least the chance to get 8 hours by going to bed 8 hours before you tend to get up. The final thing that improved sleep helps is energy levels, which brings us on to our third item, which is just greater daily activity levels. The simple fact of the matter is, you cannot out-train an activity, and your efforts in the gym will always be underpinned or undermined by the amount of work and activity you do away from it. So before you start thinking about getting into the gym or reaching out to your local trainer, why not see where you can add in activity to your daily life, where you can walk that just a little bit more. Continually we see those who have active lives or do the 10,000 steps a day get consistently better results, regardless of their nutritional habits, than those who do little away from the gym. So if you really want to rebalance that calories in versus calories out equation, spend as much time as you can seeing where you can add activity into your life, maybe even before you join the local gym. The fourth thing you can do is work on that self-talk. How we talk to ourselves has such a huge impact on the narrative of our lives. If you're the type of person who continually puts yourself down, talks about themselves in the negative, can't accept a compliment, talks about this is just the way I am, I will always fail, this is the way I've always been, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage when it comes to achieving your goals. And when you achieve them, you won't even accept them. So start to find a way to talk about yourself in a more positive way. Maybe asking yourself better questions. Asking things like, how can I succeed? What do I need to do to achieve this? Rather than, why do I always fail? By changing that, you'll start to change your narrative and start to find it easier to reach for foods that serve you better and a lifestyle that works towards your goals. Now the fifth and potentially most difficult thing you can do, probably more difficult than changing your self-talk, is to change the influences you surround yourself with. If you're consistently surrounded by influences that drag you away from your goals and towards all your old lifestyle habits, it doesn't matter how much you change, you'll feel that pull consistently back towards the middle and you end up back where you started. Now that doesn't mean you have to eliminate them completely, but it does help to start looking for influences that are more congruent with your goals. That's where joining a gym of like-minded people can help. Getting a coach, reading some better materials, taking yourself away from the glossy magazines, doing anything that takes you away from the negative and the pull towards your old lifestyle and introduce influences that pull you towards a new lifestyle so that everything you see, read and hear is more positive and more congruent with your goals, will make it easier for you to take them steps towards what you want to achieve. So yes, we get it, calories in versus calories out is important, and yes, you are going to have to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight. But by focusing on some of the things we've talked about, you make this much easier to achieve, and you make it much more likely that by changing your lifestyle habits, you're finally going to do this for the long term, not the short term. So give them a try. What you got to lose? And if you like the information we share and you want to help other people see it, please don't be shy in sharing the video, liking or commenting, and we'll answer any questions you have.